Hey, Aquarius seekers. So you knew something all along. Everybody else either disregarded it or looked down at it or kind of maybe even mocked it or at least kind of subtly kind of at you. And now everybody knows that you were absolutely right. Now, it's not like they're coming to you and being like, oh my God, Aquarius, you were right. I'm so sorry. Thank you for seeing it before everyone and helping lead the way. No, of course not. No, what they're going to do is they're going to behave as if they just discovered it and maybe even invented it, and possibly patronizing you by telling you about it. And you're going to look at them and be like, you mean the thing I tried talking to you about yesterday or a year ago or 5 years ago, and you smirked at me, even maybe argued, even maybe gossiped about me behind my back for saying? Now you're here to teach me? Are you conscientious about what you're doing right now? Is it like on purpose to, maybe I forgot? Or maybe I'm going to tell you, oh my God, I'm so happy that you know it now and be so proud of you. No, I think you're an idiot for pretending or for not remembering. I knew it first because I am futuristic and brilliant, and I saw it and I tried to tell you, but you thought you knew better when you didn't. Oh, now you know better. Okay. All right. Yeah, that. It's going to be annoying as F. Maybe you already recently experienced it. Maybe you're about to start experiencing it. This could be the theme for the year for you, honestly, for some of you, depending just how brilliant you are and how knowledgeable you've been. It's frustrating to see so clearly into the future and others being numbnuts. And then when things are finally in the books or empirically proven or more expressed in the mainstream media, and now it's a common knowledge that was a knowledge that you saw it, you knew it, you figured it out. You didn't need the paper to tell you. You didn't need the news to tell you. You didn't need a research to tell you. You just connected the dots. You just did 1 + 1 because you know how to use your brain like that. I know I'm being sarcastic, but cross watchers for Aquarians, not just romance, anything. If you think of an Aquarius in your life or someone with a strong Aquarian placements or characteristics, someone that is like that, when you try to oh my God, they were right. Don't come to them crooked. Don't come to them acting like you discovered it or you just thought it so they'll think of you that you're great. They will rightfully look at you like a moron and be very, very upset by it because it's very upsetting for Aquarians when it happens. And it always happens. It comes in cycles for you guys, Aquarius, every few years, every few months, every cycle. People now know, and then they do that instead of just being giving you the proper credit or even apologizing. Some will apologize, some won't. Now, if you are an unconscious Aquarian, what does that mean? An Aquarian that doesn't use his mind-blowing abilities, that is very more Saturnian, shadow Saturnian type of energy, that is super rigid and in the box and in the frame, and thus constantly have encounters with people who try to break you out of that box and help you see the way you could potentially see the world. You might be coming to terms with a lot of things that you mocked someone or others for, and now you're like, okay, so this person was right all along. You don't have to say anything, but if you choose to say something, don't come at them like I just, like the intro. Okay? They will see right through it, and they'll just wouldn't be able to stand being around you. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. Sorry, I need to put moisture a little bit. So dry. Coconut oil. I also recommend having a spoon or tablespoon even of coconut oil every morning, especially if you want anything to do with skin, hair, nails, the immune system. If you're into strengthening your immune system, coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, aloe vera, raw aloe vera juice every morning, a quarter-ish cup. Mix it with favorite juice because it's not very tasty. That is just a boost for your entire system and a cleansing plant. So, yeah. Okay. You know that already. You're Aquarius. And if you don't know that already, you're not playing the cards that your soul and spirit brought you into this world, into this vessel with. You're not playing them out. You're not tapped into yourself, Aquarius. Oh, the wisdom, Hierophant. The wisdom of the structure to help us get to the wisdom of the divine, aka religion, aka science, aka the education system, aka the medical industry, systematic organizations that help us get to healing, get to knowledge, get to God. Those are meant to serve us, not debilitate us. The Hierophant in the upright is of service to you. You know, it helps you get there. But remember, the Hierophant isn't faith, right? Religion isn't faith. Modern day medicine isn't healing. It is, but it isn't the essence of healing. It's the path there. It's one path there. Okay? The education system is path to knowledge, but it isn't knowledge. It is crucial that you all remember this, because when you put healing, knowledge, God within the matrix of the equations, you know, the international language with which the divine speaks to us, aka math. When you confused that to be it, to be those things, that's when you lose those things. Okay? The wire that transfers electricity isn't electricity. And electricity doesn't depend or rely on that wire. Just going from A to B in accordance to your needs rely on that wire. Some people have that need. Right? They need that system. They need that religion. They need that academic school. They need that specific expert in the specific medical field, whatever. And they're all valid and good and important. But some people don't. Some people have a direct connection to these essences. Okay, in Judaism, men need to study Torah through the books because men, according to the Kabbalah and the esoteric and the spirit of the religion, they don't have that direct link to divine creation. So they need to go through the mind, through the analytics. The initial reason as to why men studied the Torah and women didn't isn't actually chauvinism or female suppression. It is played out. It has played out this way, okay? Because men took it as like a compliment instead of an insult. Sorry. It's not an insult. Everybody has their strength, right? But originally, the reason women don't need, it's not that they're not allowed Originally, it didn't play out like that. It got all distorted, I know. But originally, women didn't go to study the Torah because they, through the womb, the vessel from which they create and bear and carry life into this world, is divine, is the direct source through spirit. So there's no need of the analytical path. Does it mean that the analytical path, cognitive path, is irrelevant? Of course not. It's relevant. It's gorgeous for those who need it, or for those who want it and are curious about it and are into it, but it's not a necessity. So when someone judges another based of, okay, I need this structure to get into this goal or to this essence. I see you connecting with this essence without that said structure. Shame. Sinner. Science denier. All of these things are going to become super dominant in our conversation and in our thought process. Now that both Saturn and Jupiter are in Aquarius, that Uranus, that is an Aquarian energy, is in Taurus, which is the structure, the path to. Taurus is also planet Earth, right? That bears life. It's also a womb in and of itself. It kind of is going to connect all of that conversation and make it super, super relevant and in the front lines. So your energy, Aquarius, is in the front lines. Make sure you deliver those messages in ways of leading by example. Okay, you don't have to go and preach to anyone. Lead by example. And most importantly, don't do the opposite. Sinner. Science denier. The people who will do that, those are the people who will lose themselves. The people who will hang the essence that they seek on a specific pathway to it will lose that pathway, because that pathway will crumble. South Node in Sagittarius now, it dissembles those structures of faith. So if you rely on that alone, you will be dissembled. Disassembled. Seek into the heart. Ask questions. Connect the dots, even if they seem far-fetched from one another. Cross-reference a lot. And don't you dare for 1 second think you know everything. Many of us just went through a crash course in biology and anatomy and epidemiology through white-teeth news anchors, when before that we knew nothing. And so we feel like we know a lot about science and medicine, all that, bacteria, how we need to be very, very clean and purify our environment from bacteria. You are 50%, all of you are made of 50%, your entire body is 52%, more than half of you is made of viruses and bacterias. You want to clean more than half of you away from you? Do you understand how detriment that is to your system? To not interact with the world, the bacterial world? You want to disinfect everything? Do you really want to debilitate your system like that? You want to be safe of one thing and kill yourself in every single other level? Really? You think I don't know what I'm talking about? I didn't take a crash course in the past year. I've taken many courses before that. I read books. and articles and watched documentaries and asked questions and listened to smart professional people. So I've had that knowledge and more. So if I'm saying something, it's not because I'm a so-called science denier. It's because I know about science more than you. Well, not specifically you, my beautiful Aquarius, you're so smart. But you know what I mean. This time in history inspires me and annoys the F out of me simultaneously because I know the change that it will bring. I know the evolution. But seeing also how dumb people are while simultaneously think they're smart and patronize and be vain at the expense of other people who are actually smart and knowledgeable, it's just mind-boggling. And Aquarius, I have no doubt you feel that. You've been feeling that for your entire life. Like that's your. You're like, oh, Morgane, now you're mad. It's my Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and in between. It's frustrating to be the smartest person in the room. I'm not being sarcastic. And having to be polite and nice and play the role. I have conversations with people that I can't. Where they're literally telling me 1 + 1 = 3, and I can't. And they're absolutely certain that they're correct. And there's no, because this is a box of fear, nothing but fear. No judgment. Fear is scary. Fear is scary. Great, Morgane. Clever. Fear is scary. Yeah, fear is scary. When I see someone in complete and utter fear, let alone suffering from PTSD, but isn't aware that they're suffering from PTSD. I have PTSD. A lot of people have PTSD. The entire human species currently has PTSD after 2020. But a lot of those people never experienced post-traumatic stress disorder before that. They don't know what that means to be in fight or flight mode, where they think their brain is highly functioning, but it's actually on a down rail. And is about to crash. Like they're driving super, super fast and super, super certain into a brick wall. And you see it and you try, and they're like, well, I'm wearing a seatbelt. They told me to wear a seatbelt. Yeah, but you're driving like 300 miles per hour straight into a brick wall. It's okay, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm wearing a seatbelt. Okay, but you're looking back, and that seatbelt's not going to help you when you crash at 300 miles per hour in that wall. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a science denier because you're ignoring the fact that I'm wearing a seatbelt and looking at the back mirror. I'm like a science geek. Aquarius, why am I talking about these things with you? Because that's what you're experiencing. You will experience even more so if you probably have already in your life. It's going to get more challenging. It's going to get worse before it's going to get better. Just putting it out there. Not to be negative, but just to help you prepare. Practice breathing. Practice choosing your battles. Keep your mental health. Show me more for Aquarius. 2 more cards for the month of March, please. Too many cards. Show me more for Aquarius, please. That's okay. All right. Whew. Judgment, Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Swords, Hangman, 9 of Cups. Stop trying to convince, to talk, to explain, to show. Just live by what you know. It won't help. They're not listening. They're in their trigger, in their PTSD, and they're there very, very deep. And you are not going to get through to them without sabotaging yourself. So, know what you know. Lead your life in accordance. Play the game of society. Yes, hypocrite, fake, call it whatever you want. It's not really hypocrite. It's you surviving in the world that is going ballistic right now. It's going to get better, but it's going to get a little bit worse first. I'm referring to people's mindset. Come back to this reading next year. You'll see I was right not only about the month of March, but for the entire year. And that if you were to listen to me, you'd probably have a way easier time. Practice saying, okay, and then just walk away. Don't. If there's an actual potential for a real conversation, when there's an active listening between both sides, great. Have a spiritual, expansive, mind-blowing conversation. But if you see it's not getting through, don't push it, don't try it. Play the game. Change the perspective of not only how you view the situation and the reality, but where you place yourself in that reality. Think of the benefits it has for you, how it allows you, even pushes you to focus on yourself and attaining your goals, your wishes, your creativity, your aspiration, your unique point of view in the world. Don't seek confirmation. I know I don't need to tell it to Aquarius, but I don't know your other placements. And bottom line, you care about humans. You care about people. You want people to see what you see. Not this month. I'm sorry. Not this month. This month, you're not meant to be a way shower to people who can't see. Okay, you're going to point the path and they can't see. You got to wait until the blindfolds come off. It's going to take time. At least a year. Until then, do your happy, okay? Don't go into the ego. No, I need to prove, I need to show them. No, you do not. It's actually not your job, it's their job. Queen of Cups. Go to the emotion, to the empathy. Instead of being mad and upset with them, see how scared they are. How they are so not used to being in a position like that. They are terrified. So hold compassion to that. Because fear can be paralyzing. And you've been there before, we've all been there before, where we just lost our our proportions. Queen of Cups. Show me more about this for Aquarius. 7 of Cups. Okay, so now you're taking it to the other extreme. Now you're going to get lost in the fantasy, in the other worlds. That's what you're going to do. It's not what I'm telling you to do. I didn't tell you to run away from the truth. I said, don't try pushing others towards said truth. There's no reason to take it to the other extreme. It's not what I said. There we go. That's it. 3 of Wands. You know the way. You know the path. You can't carry all of them. You carry what is for you and with you at this moment in time. That's it. Not too much ahead where you're alone. Not too much behind where you're alone. 2 steps ahead. Moving. Occasionally looking back, seeing how they progress. Okay. Continue. The star. This is your best expression, Aqua. Purity of mind. Hope. From a place that knows how infinite potential we have here to live through. You're going to go from seeing things with acute clarity being a painful thing to you, to seeing things with acute clarity to being a very inspiring, joyous thing to you. Once you let go of the ego and your attempt or need to show them. It's not about them, it's about ego and wanting to be the leader. There are those who want to lead, and there are those who lead. Those who want to lead are obsessed with, are they listening to me? Are they seeing me? Are they doing what I said? Those who lead just do. They just do. They don't wonder if someone follows them or does the same or learns from them. They just do. And then inevitably, they lead others by example. Just focus on the essence. Just focus on the essence. Drop the how many subscribers will I have, or how many followers will I have, or how many clients will I have, or how many patients, or how many people will read my blog, vlog, schmog. Create the creation. Write the thing. Make it about the thing. Not about the path to the thing, not about the vessel, but about the spirit, the essence. Do you believe? Or do you just want the caption of the guru? Pause this video and take a breath and ask yourself, am I a guru, spiritual teacher, or do I want to be perceived and acknowledged as a guru? Now, it doesn't have to be, it could be an analogy, whatever field you're operating in, right? Do I want to be the best painter because I want to create the best, most gorgeous, most expressive paintings? Or because I want people to know that I'm the best painter? Because then it's not about the craft. It's not about leading, it's about wanting to be the leader. And people who want to be the leader end up one in 2 ways. They either end up as dictators to a certain degree, more or less, or they end up not followed at all. Nine of Wands. What are you waiting for? What are you holding on for? But if only they will see it, if only they will get it, they will come with me, they will be with me. If only I could make them see, if only I could help them know. No. The Star card is also the archetype of the Pandora's box, where we open the Pandora's box and then all the demons and all the fears come out. And then lastly, hope comes out, because in order to get to the place of hope and truth, we gotta cleanse out first our demons and our fears and our layers. And our demands I'm picking up. You are not going to get there if you're constantly waiting to get there. Does that make sense? Just get there, just go there. At your pace, regardless of other people's pace. And it sounds like ironic. Well, you don't have to tell that to Aquarius. Aquarius do what they want, how they want. They have their own pace. They set up their own rules. Not really. Seemingly, but it also comes from a certain system that they have, that you have in your head, in your mind. Constant lack of system is also a system, right? If it's consistent, if it's repetitive, if it's based off something, whether yours or others, okay, then it's a system. Freedom is doing things that align with the truth of the moment. Right now, I need to be structured because it serves me best and it serves the reality that I'm in best. It serves my spirit best. Okay. Right now, I need to be rebellious and out of the structure because that's what serves me best and my environment best right now. There is no one specific equation, right? You swim with the truth, with the constant changing, morphing truth. It's water. Put water in a teacup, it becomes a teacup. Water can crash, water can flow. Bruce Lee. Be water, my friend. I'm going to rearrange the cards and see what else comes up from this reading. And then I'm going to give you a preview to your extended that will focus on your love life. You'll get to see some of it so you could figure out if you want to follow me there. Okay? So lots of major arcanas. Let's take them. Okay, the Hierophant, Judgment, Wheel of Fortune, Hangman, the Star. If you want to know more about any of these cards, especially any of the major arcanas, because those serve as your spiritual guidance and energy work, shamanic work for the month of March, check out Tarot Masterclass. There's a class for every single one of the tarot cards and extra classes to teach. Okay? Right, so now we have 2 nines. Those don't look good. So 2 nines with the Wheel of Fortune. There's something very fatalistic about this reading, very destiny oriented, fate bound. This feels very fate bound, where you ironically are going to have to exercise your free will and change of perspective and expansion of the mind. So seemingly everything will be your free will, but it's actually going to be something that your spirit has predetermined in advance coming in, and it's meant to finalize some sort of cycle in your life. Yeah, there's a soul contract of some sort. And when I say contract, I don't mean something debilitating and karmic and painful. I mean something to do with cause and healing and actual spiritual leadership. But there's something you need to resolve first before universe will have you on the fast lane towards it. There's a certain cycle that needs to be released that has to do with character and has to do with the battlefield. You gotta let go of the battlefield. You've risen, you've reincarnated, you're okay. The things you had to deal with in past lifetimes, you no longer have to deal with them. This time, when you say something controversial, no one's going to hang you. In most places of the world, anyway. I know. But you're getting my point. So you don't need to operate from that place anymore. Because if you operate from fear, in your essence, you can't inspire others to not operate from fear. How do you step out of fear? You go straight in it. You admit to yourself what it is you're scared of and what it is that you keep cycling into this lifetime. The spiritual warrior. Do you have to be a spiritual warrior to be a guru? If you're not in a battlefield, don't get me wrong, better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war. Absolutely. Okay, you're already a warrior. Good job. Now enjoy the garden. Don't turn it on. Don't put on that armor. You're in a garden. And no one is coming to get you. The church is not going to burn you. No one is going to crucify you. And if they mock you for your ideas and creativity, they're idiots. I'm not just being funny. I mean it. They are idiots. Not everybody in the world is smart. There are so many people who are flat out dumb. Dumb. Why are you focused on dumb? Why are you wasting an ounce of energy with arguing with dumb? Even in your head, in your mind. Let me tell you something, Aquarius. You already found the fountain of youth. You're not in search. You came here already knowing. The rest is just past life shenanigans and triggers and mirrors and just you know. Just sit down, drink a margarita, enjoy the birds, step out of the battlefield, and you will be on the fast lane to Guru. You will. If you're not, if there's constant resistance, if people don't listen to you, it's because you're not freaking ready. Because you're busy fighting battles that has ended centuries ago. Or 10 years ago. or 30 years ago, whatever. How long will you stay in that pain and in those stories so you can refer to yourself as a holy martyr? Do you understand what you're doing to yourself? And how egoic that is, and unpure and unmartyry? Because if you were in the battlefield, if you were actually right now, God forbid, being burned on stakes or hung for your truth or persecuted, God forbid, I don't presume to know where you are in the world. I am far from innocent, unfortunately. I understand from naive. I understand that there are places that are still ugly as fuck with the way they treat human beings. So I'm not talking about you. If you are in that position, of course you need to fight. But most of you are privileged as fuck while you think you've had it hard. Okay, I'm sorry, someone has to say this to you. Especially, let's say you grew up in the United States of America. You were born into the right to vote, born into the ability to call the cops when you feel threatened, born into the education system. You're good. You have no idea what hard fucking is. I don't care how hard it was growing up. I mean, I care about you, of course, but you gotta understand there are places in the world and people in the world who didn't eat for 5 days. You are not starving. You don't know starvation if you didn't go through 5 freaking days without food, or having to walk a few hours for dirty water. Don't fucking sit there and boo-hoo how hard it is for you. Because you have it fucking good, start enjoying it. You have internet? You're watching me right now? You have your phone? Okay. I'm not saying you can't have self-compassion and express to yourself how in pain you are. I'm not downgrading your pain, never. But you can't really heal and focus on your pain when you're constantly telling yourself that you gotta fight a battle that doesn't really exist. So you're actually not healing the pain, you're just creating more imaginary pain to avoid working on the actual pain. I'm not telling you to not be in pain if you're in pain. I'm telling you that if you're in pain, be in actual pain instead of avoiding the actual pain, but by making up bullshit pain that you saw in the movies but didn't actually experience in this lifetime. Oh, okay, so you remember, okay. You're good now. Tell your system that you're good. Meditate a couple of hours, 3 hours, a week. Tell your system you are okay. And stop wasting all of our time because we need you. We need you to focus on what you know. We need you to focus on your bravery. We need you to focus on how tapped you are to the universe. We need you to focus on how giving and sacrificial you are when it matters. And we need you to focus on how pure and gorgeous and creative and inspiring you are, because we need you. We need Aquarius. Humanity needs Aquarius. But we don't have you when you're in your head, punching things. We need you to return from the battlefield and sit down and tell us your stories, not from a place that is mad at us for not being there, not from a place that is, angry and passive aggressive. How come you weren't there with me fighting? Excuse me, I was busy having fun and eating chocolate. No one told you to go there. You could have stayed here, hung out, and eat chocolate with me, okay? You chose to go there. What do you want from me? I chose to sit here and eat chocolate because I'm smart. And I don't need to prove a point to anyone about being a hero. To me, eating chocolate is being a hero. Brilliant. Brilliant. I want you to tell me the stories from a place of a storyteller. sees the moral and the analogies and the everything there is to learn from that. I don't want you to preach to me. I don't want you to be mad at me. I don't want you to tell me how it is. I just want you to tell me a story, and I want to enjoy it, and I want to be entertained. And if I find something inspiring about it, then I will learn from it. But don't make it about teaching me. Make it about sharing what you've been through and sharing your stories with the world. And see how they bow to you. And when I say bow, I don't mean from a place of service and worship. I mean with honor, with grace. Let's see what's up with your love life, huh? How was your birthday? Sorry, was that a lot? You can handle it. Who else will I speak to this way? We gotta get you out of the battlefield. Stop arguing with people. Stop it. If they're smart enough, they'll listen without the argument. If they're not, don't bother. Aquarius and their person of interest for the month of March, please. Love for my crazy ass amazing Aquarians. When I shuffle, focus your energy to put it in the cards for love for the month of March. Aquarius and their person. This is called a double pentagram spread. My first tarot teacher, Sagi Mendelboim, taught me this. I teach it on my Tarot Masterclass in Advanced Spreads, 80 plus class. Scroll down, it's on video. Okay. This is you, this is your person, but if this sounds like you and this sounds like your person, of course you may reverse the roles. Mindset, heart space, your actions towards one another, where you feel you stand. Influences outside your dynamic, past, present, future potential. You here have the Nine of Pentacles, and your person has the Lovers. Okay. You come ready. You're coming in ready. You give respect, you require respect. I like it. You talk in a way that respects the person, but also respects yourself. There's an aspect of value, of self-worth. And what it is you want from love in the world. And also how important your independence is to you. Sorry. Your person expresses the Lovers. They know what they seek, and they need focus and energy that aligns with that path that they seek to walk. And they are at a place in their life that they make big, big decisions and big choices in regards to their future and where you fit in and where the world fits in. They are expressing that they are in a place that needs to know where they're heading. And does it work together? Okay. Does it not work together? Okay. They're guided by their soul right now and by spirit. when it comes to love. They believe in true love. They believe in pure love. They don't want bullshit. They're bored of bullshit. Anything that feels inauthentic, let alone deceitful. I feel like Spirit is very protective over them right now. They don't allow anything that might derail them, hurt them, anywhere near them in any way, shape, or form. And they are in surrender to that. Let's see what else comes up in the extended, okay? You can find the link below in the description box. It's available on Vimeo and on Patreon. I would love for you guys to check out Patreon because you'll have all the extendeds for unlimited streaming, not just for this month, but also past months. And there's also extra VIP content, including daily rune messages and karmic shift and liberation, which is a super important project. Okay, but it's also available on Vimeo. Let's see our runes. Love for Aquarius for the month of March. Messages for Aquarius love life for the month of March, please. What do Aquarians need to know about their love life for the month of March? Oh, okay, a lot of runes. Those are a lot of runes, okay. Ing. Hagalas. Manaz in the upright, which is great to see. He was laying down. And Ansus in the reverse. This is how it looks from your point of view. Okay guys, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm going to continue this right now. Thank you for being here. Sorry if it felt a little bit much, but you know the existential shift. Some of you really needed to hear it. Okay, I'll see you real soon. I love you guys.